When she slapped her billionaire husband's mistress, Leo Marston broke her leg. He dragged her down the hotel staircase, locked her in the basement, and told her to reflect. On the cold concrete floor, Izabella Carver felt the bone in her leg shift again as she tried to stand. The pain swallowed her whole. She collapsed, blood soaking her torn dress. Above her, Leo walked across the kitchen floor and turned on the TV as if nothing had happened. Her phone was still in her pocket. With shaking fingers, she called her father. Damian Cross answered instantly. "Dad, don't let a single one of his family survive." Silence. Then his voice dropped to ice. "Where are you?" "Basement. Our house. My leg? I can see bone." "I'm coming. 20 minutes." He stayed on the line as she drifted in and out of consciousness, explaining everything. How she'd gone to the hotel to find Leo with Elena Marquez. How the fight started. How she was thrown down the stairs. Damian arrived with two men, Diego Vega, a former Army medic, and Carlos Trent. They kicked down the basement door, lifted her gently onto a makeshift stretcher, and carried her upstairs. Leo stood frozen when he saw them. Damian approached him slowly. "You put your hands on my daughter? You locked her in a basement like an animal?" Leo trembled. "She attacked Elena. I don't care if she sets your world on fire. You don't touch my daughter." Damian hit him once. Leo crumples. Then, Damian made a call. "Start it. Everything. I want him ruined by sunrise." They took Izabella to a private medical facility, where Dr. Rowan Reyes and his team rushed her into surgery. As she passed down the hallway on a stretcher, she noticed a man in an expensive suit watching her. She didn't know it then, but Everett Cole would change everything. Izabella woke 12 hours later, her leg in a cast. Her father sat beside her. "You'll walk again," he said softly. 6 months recovery. But her attention moved to the doorway. The man from the hallway, the one with dark hair and unreadable eyes, was standing outside watching her. Damian followed her gaze. "That's Everett Cole. Owns half the luxury hotels in the country. He was visiting his aunt when they brought you in." Everett didn't leave. 6 hours passed, then 8. When Izabella finally woke more fully on day 3, he stepped into her room. "You shouldn't be in here," she said. "I know," Everett replied. "I just needed to make sure you were awake." He stayed near the door, respectful, hands in his pockets. "I don't know you," she whispered. "No," he agreed. "But someone should have helped you sooner." He placed a card on the table. "If you need anything, better doctors, security, a safer place, call me." Why would a billionaire care about a stranger? He hesitated. "Because I watched my father hurt my mother for years, and every time people looked away. I won't look away again." Izabella swallowed. "Did your mother survive?" Everett smiled for the first time. "She left with nothing except $20. 5 years later, she owned her own investment firm. 10 years later, she was richer than he ever was." Izabella closed her eyes. "Good. She taught me this," Everett said softly. "Women who survive violence are warriors, not victims." Then he left. But he didn't go far. He sat in the hallway for days, reading, waiting, watching. Izabella hated it. And needed it. Zach's, now Leo's, empire collapsed overnight. 3 construction sites shut down, his bank accounts were frozen. His business partner Kyle Everett filed charges for embezzlement. Then something unexpected happened. Elena Marquez, Leo's mistress, disappeared. Her car was found abandoned near the state border, no signs of foul play. Izabella asked her father quietly, "Did you?" Damian answered firmly, "No." But he admitted he'd had people explain that threatening Isabella's life was unwise. Elena had run, and if she was smart, she would keep running. Everett eventually persuaded Izabella to visit an abandoned theater built in 1928, the Paramount Theater. He showed her the structure, its broken beauty, the potential hidden beneath the decay. This becomes the lobby. The balcony becomes a mezzanine lounge, 48 luxury suites upstairs. Izabella saw it immediately. He made her an offer. 50-50. Ownership. Equal partners. Why? She asked. Because you see things other people miss. Because you deserve a future that isn't defined by pain. She hesitated, then nodded. The partnership began. Months passed. They rebuilt the theater into a masterpiece. Art Deco chandeliers, restored balconies, a stunning 3-storied lobby. The opening night was dazzling. Celebrities, business moguls, politicians, everyone came. State Senator David Chen, Elena's husband, approached her. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. After he left, Everett appeared at her side. "You okay?" Izabella took a deep breath. "I feel triumphant." "You earned that." On the rooftop, Everett showed her photos of 3 potential new properties. "Your vision, my capital. 50-50 again?" She looked at him. "Why me?" His voice softened. "Because building hotels was my father's dream. But building an empire with someone who survived hell and rose anyway, that's mine." 6 months later, crisis struck. Everett's past was surfaced. A leaked payout to Marcus Trent, an ex-partner who'd tried to embezzle funds years earlier. Without context, it looked like bribery. Financial news tore Everett apart. Investors fled. Banks panicked. The entire Cole Carver hotel collection risked collapse. Izabella confronted him. "Is there anything else you haven't told me?" He shook his head. "No. And if you separate from me publicly, you can save your half." "Absolutely not," Izabella snapped. "We built this together." Her father investigated. He found the truth. A shell company, Titan Capital, was behind the attacks, owned by Warren Cole, Everett's uncle. He had spent 13 years trying to destroy Everett out of jealousy. Damien exposed him. Federal agents launched investigations. Warren's empire crumbled. Everett's name cleared. But the damage lingered. Izabella held a press conference and defended him publicly. She saved him, just as he once saved her. Their empire expanded. 6 hotels, more in progress. Their partnership deepened. But Everett felt more. One night, he finally admitted it. "I have feelings for you. If you don't feel the same, I'll wait. I'll always wait." Izabella trembled. "I'm not ready." "Okay," he smiled sadly. "Someday, maybe." She called after him. "One dinner." He stopped. Light returned to his eyes. 3 years later, Izabella stood on a private beach at sunset wearing a simple white dress. Everett Cole waited for her. Her father hugged her, whispering, "You survived. You built something magnificent. I'm proud of you." The ceremony was small, just family and close friends. The reception was held at their newest resort, a tropical paradise. During the celebration, Damien pulled her aside. "There is something you should know. Leo was dead 2 weeks ago." Izabella felt nothing. "He stopped being real to me long ago. He became a lesson, a warning." She looked at Everett. "And you are proof that good things exist if you're brave enough to trust again." They returned to the reception, hand in hand. Later that night, walking along the beach, Izabella whispered, 3 years ago, I was in a basement thinking life was over. Now I'm here. How did that happen?" Everett answered softly, You made it happen. I just showed up." She laughed, crying softly. They reached their villa. Inside was a final gift, an envelope. "Open it," Everett said. Inside was the deed to her first hotel. Her name, Izabella Carver, stood alone on the ownership line. "You built it," Everett said. "It should be yours." Isabella looked up at the man who'd waited through her healing, her fear, her fury, her triumph. "Yes," she whispered. "This is exactly where I'm supposed to be."